us. Gotta listen to Harry, he'll be playing us. 30 times a day to make it delirious. Damaging everything all up in your area. Yo, it's funny how
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Welcome, NBA fans. Ernie Johnson here with you again, and we've got Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal, and we're all amped up for this early season game. Tonight, we'll be watching the Orlando Magic playing against the Boston Celtics. Taking a look at the Celtics, let's just say it's been an impressive start to the season for them. They've been holding nothing back throughout the early
so precious is yours, is mine. And look at the time, my God. So precious is yours, is mine.
Welcome, folks. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports for the latest presentation of our And before we get going, let's catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, he told me that today is all about setting the tone for the rest of the season series with this team. He said they're going to be a tough opponent for us every time we see them.
Okay, David, much appreciated. Clark, I know that coaches have specific things they're looking to see this early in the season from their team.
Yeah, I think you want to see players figuring out how to make the most of their talents. You want to help them figure out how best to plug into what their teammates are doing and who they are as individual players. And then you also want to see your team find ways to assert their will on the game, either offensively with pace or defensively with aggression.
And the Magic start out with the ball. And now the opening lineup for Boston. Irving and Brown pair at the 1 and the 2. Monroe is out there with Tatum, and it's Hayward in at the 3 slot. Here's Vucevic, and good, and it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down. Vucevic has got the first points of the night for Orlando. Irving with the ball. Launches it. Fournier pulls it down. Augustine from outside. Isaac. It's good on the putback.
Hey, if you're going to get offensive rebounds, you've got to stay active, and Isaac does that, doing a nice job utilizing his reach to snag those second-chance opportunities.
Yeah, good awareness there. He sees an opening and doesn't hesitate.
Oh, it's a thing of beauty watching him attack the defense like that. I mean, they wanted no part of him on that layup.
Tipped away and stolen by Tatum. Here's Hayward. The kick out to Brown. There's the 3. Can't hit that one. The Magic go the other way with it. This game coming on the heels of their win against Chicago.
Yeah, unfortunately for them, I thought the opponent's defense just never showed up.
Yeah, you know what? The waters were calm.
Whoa!
Hey, watch out now. Watch out.
I tell you what, don't sleep on Tatum. He has some ups, and I love seeing him trying to electrify the crowd.
That Unleash Chaos Under Armour replay really giving us a good look at the action. Here's Vucevic, and oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
Well, you know, as the NBA continues to change, Nikola Vucevic is an interesting case study. He's got the skill level for today's game, but the question is, does he have the mobility? He's not that quick of foot, and that's been problematic for him.
And more than ever before, the NBA requires big men to cover a lot of ground. Vucevic looking to keep up.
Yeah, Vucevic, I think, is really a terrific rebounder and passer, and you can see all of his positives. He can score on the block and make the three-point shot. I think it's just a matter of him consistently tying all of that together.
Gordon with the screen for Augustine. The wide open look here for Vucevic. Buries the long-range jumper. Vucevic has got 7.
The ability of Gordon to set brick wall picks really creates some easy scoring opportunities for his teammates.
Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. Irving against Augustine. Irving misses.
Boy, they ran the offense well to get this look. Even though he missed it, I think they liked the shot.
And there's the call on Gordon Hayward. That is his first foul of the game. Coming in on the assist by DJ Augustine.
And hey, Fournier is not just an outside shooter. I mean, he can also get busy near the basket thanks to that quick release.
Outside Irving. Sinks the three-pointer. Irving's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
There's a chance he could go for a big game if they don't D him up on the perimeter.
Passes it to Gordon. Here's Isaac. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Oh, and here we go. Irving's got it. The fast break chance. Here's Brown. That's in, and he found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2.
And that assist got him a little nod from his teammate after that one. And you look at this Celtics roster, a bevy of long, athletic wing players. They seem to be taking a cue from teams like the Warriors, who have found success with defensive switching and positionless basketball.
The Celtics working the ball around now. Tatum. Out to Hayward. Launches a three. Nailed from three-point land. Hayward's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
And it'll be Orlando with their first time out of the game right here. And Clark, when you look around the league today, is there a player that you watched and think, hey, yeah, that reminds me of how I used to play?
There are a number of guys that come to mind a little bit. Tobias Harris is an outstanding player, terrific young player and young man. Has a game similar to mine in that he's really versatile, does a lot of things well, not super flashy, but very productive. He comes to mind right off the top of my head currently.
.137 left in the first quarter of the game. And there's the pass to Augustine. Knocked loose. And Simmons kicks to Spates. Shot clock at 3. Hands it from downtown. Spates has got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
And when you've got a big man who can shoot from distance like that, what a huge advantage.
Tice covered by Biyombo, and that one drops.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
And Augustine kicks to Ross. Dishes to Spates. Over Morris. No good on that one. The Celtics with the lead. Now here's Hayward to the inside. Releases. Morris, no good. They time it right. They can end this quarter with a 2 for 1.
And that's how you want to end the quarters.
To the middle. Here's Hayward. Up and in. Off to an efficient start. 2 for 3 from the field.
Love that aggressive mentality, constantly looking to put the ball in the basket.
4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Here's Augustine. A 24-point outing in their last game against Chicago. The Magic trail by 4. Now Ross looking for his first basket still in this one. Unloads from 13. And that one comes up a bit short. A free-flowing first quarter. Great scoring through 1. Celtics out in front as they end the first quarter on a 12-3 run. The second quarter coming up right after this break, so don't go anywhere. And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for the Celtics.
They've been making some...
Celtics leading by 4. Maurice Spade's out there with Terrence Ross. Then there's DJ Augustine. Then it's Simmons. And it's Biyombo at the 5. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Magic.
You know, Bismack Biyombo is a defensive-minded center. Amazing the story that got him to the NBA. I mean, grew up in the Congo, with a lot of trials and tribulations along the way, but perseverance prevailed, and Biyombo is now an NBA player.
Irving up top, guarded by Augustine. Irving kicks to Brown. Fires the 3. They get it again. Morris passes to Brown. That one good for 2. Brown's got the first points up on the board here in the second quarter for the Celtics. The Magic trail by 6. And Biyombo signing a 4-year, $72 million contract with the Magic last season. You talk, Clark, about rags to riches. Wow.
Yeah, big time. And the best part of this rags to riches story is how he's giving back or paying forward to his homeland. Building schools and basketball courts in the Congo. And he's lifting up countrymen through basketball and education. That's a powerful, powerful combination and really an excellent use of the platform and the resources afforded Biyombo by way of the NBA.
While some are still speculating as to why Kyrie wanted out, the reality is, and it's this case with all great players, he feels like he's good enough to be the man on a team that can contend for a championship. And you might question how he went about it, but he's basically been a pro in his approach, and now he's got the chance. And there is going to be a lot of discussion over Irving's decision to want out for a long time. And what he does the next few years may end up defining his legacy. He is all in on himself, and it could pay off huge or fizzle out.
Yeah, I like how Tatum surveys the floor. Great at looking for his teammates, especially when they're open.
And there's the call on Kyrie Irving. That's his first foul. So for the Magic, Gordon checked in for Spates, and Fournier subbed in for Augustine. Second quarter of basketball, just over a minute and a half played.
Well executed, great rhythm. You've got to finish that one.
Agree with you there, partner, because that screen really freed him up nicely, and that's a shot that if you're a pro, you need to make that one.
Another miss by Orlando.
A good board there, Kevin, but overall they're getting slightly out-rebounded.
And that's a good place to start if you're going to try to find your way back into this game. Get to work on the glass.
Now a timeout called by Orlando. And the Magic just went through, Clark, the worst 5-year stretch in franchise history.
Yep, and how about the second worst winning percentage in the league? That's where they've been the last half decade, and some failed trades, misses on some draft picks. They've got a really good young coach, though, I think, in Frank Vogel. Had some tough luck in the lottery along the way. At some point, you have to start creating and crafting your own luck, and I think they will. I really do. Frank has proven himself as a good coach. I think it's just a matter of time before the Magic start trending north.
On its way from Irving for 2, and he hits the jump shot. Irving's got 5 points now this quarter.
And he can smell blood in the water. Excellent finish.
Yeah, no let up. The killer instinct on display, trying to put this team away. I love the tenacity.
Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
I don't know if there's a player in the league that has better handles than Kyrie Irving. As a matter of fact, his handles are as good as any I've seen in the history of the game. Smooth, crafty, cunning. Man, it is so much a joy to watch this guy do his thing.
And there's the call on Kyrie Irving. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Aggressiveness is fine, but you can't be this over-aggressive. I think he's got to dial it back some. They need him on the floor.
Picked by Vucevic and taken away by Brown.
And they're losing their concentration here, guys. Just sloppy with the ball.
From deep. Nailed from three-point land. Brown's got 9 points.
Well, I liked the first quarter he had. And I'm loving the second quarter even more. Playing with a lot of momentum right now.
Back to Simmons. Pass to Gordon. Here's Isaac. He's covered by Brown. Orlando gets it back.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Well, you take a look at all of the stats, the team stats that is, and that's one of the many areas that they've had the advantage. And as a result, they've got a big lead. Boy, that's a rebounding clinic right there. He boxed out and then went up aggressively and strong for it.
And Simmons kicks to Vucevic. He's now 2 for 3 with that miss.
And they just tried everything to stem the tide here, but nothing seems to work.
Yeah, they can't find anything. They're lost right now. Everything working against them.
Time called here. The Magic decide to talk it over. And the NBA has had coaches who are as legendary as any player. With that in mind, Clark, who is your pick as the greatest coach of all time?
Man, I can't even begin to have an answer for that one. There's some guys that jump out, though, when you think about that list, who would be on it. Greg Popovich for sure. Phil Jackson would have to be included on that list. Fred Auerbach. Chuck Daly for the way he was able to manage his players. Pat Riley, you'd have to consider him as part of being on somebody worthy of that list as well. And I'll even go back a little farther and throw Lenny Wilkins in the mix. I thought he was really good with a number of different teams that he coached.
The Celtics have gone 3 for 3 at the line tonight. And the free throw, no good.
As we've gotten closer to halftime, their style has become more and more physical.
Boy, it certainly appears to be the case, Greg. They've spent a lot of time at the foul line this quarter, and that's the result of attacking the rim and being physical.
Here's Smart, and that one falls coming off Conley's feet. And the Celtics lead by 21.
And beginning to pull away. Really effective play calling halfway through this.
Well, you got to give them credit. They flipped the switch, and they're not looking back now.
No coverage that time. Vucevic has got 9.
And despite the hot start from beyond, they've gotten away from shooting the triple.
And trailing in this game now is not the time to start playing conservatively. If you've got an open look from deep, let it go. You've got to play freely and with confidence.
Ball's knocked loose. Pass to Isaac. The tray. The rebound by the Celtics. This, of course, their first opportunity to play Orlando this season.
Yeah, and they came out with a W every time they played this squad last year. A stark contrast drawn between the conference's haves and have-nots.
Guys, they deserve a lot of credit for not losing focus and letting one slip away. They came to play every time, and I expect that'll be the case tonight.
Yeah, really good defensive play to cut him off there and square up.
Excellent example of toughness and physicality on defense. Got his nose right in the middle of things and made a play.
And here is Conley. 9-point game his last outing. Inside, here's Monroe, and it's Monroe finishing it off.
And Greg Monroe is really good at positioning himself down low. He's definitely a threat to throw it down on you whenever he's near the basket. Boy, he shows a lot of desire when he's fighting for that tough board, and his length doesn't hurt either.
And so a pretty lopsided game through the first half. It's the Celtics delivering the blowout. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks a lot. Kyrie, what were you all focusing on coming into the game tonight?
So I come out with a intense focus and intensity that other teams can't match. Just doing whatever it takes to keep our tempo. Guys are in a great rhythm when we have a great tempo. So just trying to get everybody involved and do whatever it takes to win.
Well, we'll see if you can keep playing at your pace in the second half. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here, along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Time to check out the first half of action. Boston found themselves in a close game in the first. They never dug too deep a hole for themselves in the first period. The most they trailed by was 5. They just exploded in the second quarter, grabbing the momentum and running with it. Basket after basket, and they played stingy defense. Now they've got a halftime lead that's going to be very difficult to erase. Kenny, what's your take on Boston so far?
Well, it has been an electric performance. These guys were firing on all cylinders. They came out aggressive, going after those rebounds, and they were piling it up. I think they wanted to send a message with their physicality. They're going to be nearly impossible to stop if they're playing that way.
And Shaq, let's get your input on the Magic.
Not pretty to watch how they get torched in the low post, Ernie. When they were playing defense in the post, you know me, Ernie. Barbecue chicken alert.
That's it for halftime. Glad you could join.
Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters. You look at Kyrie Irving in this game, he has been everywhere.
His points production thus far off the charts. It's only been 2 quarters. Just a great effort for him for the entire half.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter where he is on the floor either, Greg. He's making it look very easy. He's looking to score the ball.
Well, it's been a one-sided affair so far through the first 2 quarters, but there's plenty of time to mount a comeback. Celtics leading by 23. Second half underway. Here's who Brad Stevens got on the floor. They've got Kyrie Irving. Tatum out there with Yabusele. Then there's Brown.
Yeah, putting on some kind of show here tonight. Irving, a relentless scorer.
This summer, a new front office taking over in Orlando after a rebuild effort that stretched back 5 seasons. Magic fans hoping they can get things headed in the right direction now.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
And really a reflection of their superior effort level to this point. It seems to me they've gone after this win a little bit more.
Just increasing their advantage, and right now they're in a zone on both ends.
Yeah, you know, it's got to be terribly deflating for the opposition. Boy, they look helpless. Really getting beat up, physically and emotionally.
And for the Magic, do you think hiring a new GM will get the team headed, Clark, in the right direction?
Well, that's a good question, but I think that's a start. And again, alignment is so key when you talk about organizational success, from your ownership through your president, general manager, coaching staff. Everybody has to be committed to their alignment and culture. Their current structure has some overlap between business and basketball operations. I think that all has to be smoothed out. But one step at a time, one brick at a time.
And looking back at last season, here's a look at the 3-point and 2-point shot attempt averages for the Celtics.
And they really based almost their entire offense around the 3-point shot. Spread the floor, space the defense, and if the deep shots aren't falling, at least it should open things up inside.
Stolen by Gordon. Third quarter of play with just over a minute and a half gone by. Got a piece of it. Irving attacking, and the slam dunk by Irving.
And everything they're attempting is going in. Tremendous run here in the third.
And a much-needed run, too, Greg. I mean, they've turned it up a notch. Really taking over now.
Augustine dishes to Vucevic. The basket is good. The assist from Augustine. Augustine's got 3 assists tonight.
Just a positive force right now for these guys. And though his team has fallen a bit short, it's not because of him.
So the Celtics called timeout. They're first. Well, Clark, you've been in the booth for so long, but I have to ask, have you ever toyed with the idea of coaching or working in some team's front office? I know you did briefly for the Pacers.
Yeah, I did, and I enjoyed it. I was working in player relations, player development with our guys off the court, and loved it. But it just wasn't something I could sustain at this season in my life. Not interested in coaching. I've never really been, because my career path went towards broadcasting right after I got done playing, and I've paid my dues and have grown in this profession. And I would want to do the same thing in coaching, and I just don't have enough time in front of me to do that. So I'm happy to be around the game in this capacity. Coaching never lets up. I get an off season as a broadcaster.
Yes. To the paint. And it's Brown that time on the assist by Irving. Brown's got 11 points.
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
Now the feed to Vucevic. And a miss there on the triple.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
And you can see the play calling this half. Another one from distance.
Well, they're dialed in, locked and loaded from outside the arc. It's all about the triple so far.
The dish to Fournier. 6 to shoot. Over to the wing. Here's Isaac. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good.
Tell you what, Kevin, it would be helpful if he would start to contribute a little more on offense, because when he's missing, it makes it really hard for this team.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over him.
Back to Irving. The Celtics working the ball around now to the right side. We've got 1:55 left in the third quarter of the game, and it goes down 2 points. And a breakdown here, guys, the hustle stats for the Celtics.
Defensively, they played with a lot of energy, and the steals we've seen are a result of that aggressiveness.
They've repeatedly gotten out on the break tonight as well and scored a lot of baskets in transition.
And there's the call on Kyrie Irving. That's his 3rd foul of the game. So Orlando going with an almost entirely new group here. Biombo, he's checked in for Vucevic. Spates comes in for Gordon. Terrence Ross is checked in for Isaac. And Simmons subbed in for Fournier.
You know, Greg Monroe's a very talented big guy out of Georgetown. Is more comfortable facing up to the basket and can hurt you with the mid-range game, but also a pretty strong rebounder and interior defender, too.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
Augustine against Conley. Now here is Augustine. He's covered closely, and the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Conley. And some changes here for the Celtics. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Marcus Morris. And Smart subbed in for Jaylen Brown. 56 seconds left in the third quarter. Just 2 to shoot. The Magic get another chance here. Baines with the block, and he's able to get it back.
And the rebounding has been key to their success here tonight.
It has been a lopsided battle on the boards, no doubt.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Magic will take it. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
And pushing it up, here's Boston. Conley's running. And it's Baines missing.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on it.
Tries again, and he lays it up and in. Baines has got 6 points.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Augustine against Conley. And a fast break now for the Celtics with 4 seconds on the clock.
And if you're not defended or unmarked, Monroe will find you. Terrific vision from the big man.
And so it's the Boston Celtics enjoying the kind of gigantic lead you almost never see. And it's been their rugged defense setting the tone. We come back right after this. And meanwhile, Frank Vogel talking to his team.
Shrink the floor. When you're on the ball or closing out, close out faster. Okay, take away their airspace and then contain their drive.
And that's the catch-22 there. Frank Vogel wanting better perimeter defense, but also wanting to limit forays to the hoop.
Yeah, and it takes tremendous discipline to do that. Don't leave your feet, don't reach, and everyone help each other defensively.
Welcome back. Fourth quarter action starting up in what has been a one-sided show. They've got Terrence Ross. Aflalo is out there with Shelvin Mack. Then there's Maurice Spates, and it's Biyombo at the 5. That's who's out there for Orlando. That's going to be out of bounds. The Magic will retain possession. Now here's Mack, covered by Conley. From 12 feet out. Will not go. This is off the front iron. The Celtics shooting fantastically in this game, 62% from the floor. Here's Yabusele. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Yabusele's got the first basket as we get going in the fourth for Boston. They get a hand on it. Now here's Matt. He's guarded closely. They grab their own miss, and the basket is good.
Hey, Kevin, you know it's true. No substitute for hard work on the offensive boards, and that's what Biyombo's doing there. Always a threat to peel off those offensive oranges.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Clearly just an example of a different mindset between these teams.
And Aflalo kicks to Ross. Spates with a screen on Hayward. Shoots from the baseline. Pass to Aflalo. 5 to shoot. Spates sets a screen for Aflalo. And that one comes up a bit short. Boston dictating the flow. Conley, the pass to Hayward. Good.
And you can see it. They're in a nice rhythm in terms of shooting. It's been that way the entire second half.
And you know, Greg, it's hard to ask for much more than that because they're getting to their spots and they're knocking down the shots.
Shoots the 3. The second effort. And it's good on the layup. Hayward's got 4 this quarter.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
And Spates gets it to go. The Celtics have gone an outstanding 4 of 5 from the field in the fourth quarter so far. Conley's shot is off. The Magic have gone just 33% from the field in the fourth quarter so far. They are 2 of 6. Ross with a wide open look, and it's off from three-point range. Boston's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Nice shot by Yabusele.
He's known as more steady than flashy, but that was a sensational pass by Conley. He can get fancy when he needs to.
There's the pick. Spates kicks to Biyombo. He dishes it to Mack. He feeds it to Ross. This one for 3. Traps in the tray.
Man, I like the three-point stroke of Ross. Gets it off so effortlessly. Man, he's got terrific form.
Conley kicks to Baines. That's in there. Conley with the assist.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
I'd agree with you, and I don't think they expected this one to be a game where they would get battered inside like they have.
Kicks to Aflalo. Down low. The shot's good from Gordon Hayward.
And some guys just have a nose for scoring, and this one couldn't have been any easier.
Yeah, that was actually no defense at all there, Greg. I mean, layups don't come any easier than that. I mean, they're piling it on now.
Now here's Matt, covered by Conley. With the teardrop and a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. And Clark, when you played the NBA with still mostly American players, now the game is truly global with players from all over the world. How do you think that has changed the NBA?
Well, I think it's enhanced the NBA's product on the floor because, again, you're getting the best players in the world that are competing in the NBA with the international influx. I think it's added to the global popularity of the league without question. the NBA is clear in that we're going far and wide across the globe to find the best players to play in the best league in the world, and I think that's healthy and good.
Oh, he had him spinning. He looks like he's dizzy after that crossover.
And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed.
Boy, good job firing the pass inside there. I mean, all his teammate had to do was catch and finish.
To the inside, Tice, and he throws it down hard with one hand.
And although an undersized center, more than making up for it with some serious hops.
They swipe it. Here we go, one-on-one. And he dunks it down.
Well executed, and then you love the strong finish.
Fantastic speed on the break. Speed kills, showing no mercy in transition there, partner.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for Boston.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win. A game that not many will soon forget. And on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And an important milestone for them tonight as they pick up win number 10.
And they'll take the win tonight, setting the tone in the first matchup of this 4-game season series.
And it will be a fight, Greg. When you see an opponent that many times, it's inevitable that those games take on a little extra added meaning for the players.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Kyrie Irving.
And I thought the defense really looked lost out there, helpless. He had an answer for whatever they threw his way.
Three-pointer, Hayward. Aflalo pulls it in.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
And low percentage look on that one. Not sure what he was thinking.
I agree with you. Not a good shot, not good offense. They can get a much better look than that, but they're going to need to be patient to do so.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Andrew Harrison. That is his first foul of the game. Morris is checked in for Gordon Hayward. 44 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Spates sets a screen. 6 on the shot clock. The shot, no good. So the Celtics will take it the other way. Smart misses. Fast break. Here come the Magic. Now here's Aflalo. Tight defense on him. Three-pointer. That one doesn't drop. Smart. And the miss. And so it's Boston easily grabbing this one. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
That's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Kyrie, we're at an early part of the season, but what did you want to accomplish tonight individually and in the team flow?
We just wanted to come out here and compete and get the win. We wanted to set a standard for ourselves. The most important thing was just coming out here and competing for my teammates and doing whatever possible to get this win.
And you all did that tonight. Thanks, Kyrie. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. See you next time.